Hot damn, we're live. All right. I hope my friends that I sent messages to is in here, but either way, no worries. I'm gonna share the hell out of this video. Listen, people, this is too great. Oh, this is funny. Boy, what can you say? The stuff comes out when people stop getting paid. Go ahead there, sir. Yeah, kid. Hey, I like the kid, and I'm gonna find you. You gotta make a comment in this video. Kid, you won't believe this that I'm fixing to drop. You won't believe me. I will put proof later tonight. It's gonna be tonight or tomorrow. I'll show the video where I got it from, but you're just gonna have to take my word on this, people, or do the research yourself. I'm fixing to drop some intel on you. Get a piece of paper and pen for the people that wanna write down. Kid, you can check it later and write it down. Y'all gotta, you ain't, oh my God, you're not gonna believe this shit. Listen. Okay, we recently, it's been put out that basically AOC, occasionally absent-minded Cortez or Cortex or whatever, that she was part of a casting call. It's like, hey, who wants to run for Congress? We're gonna do this. Okay, now check this out. You will not believe this. When I say this, I didn't believe it. I had to check it out. I had to go do the research. Okay, her real name is Sandy. Yes, we all know she was a bartender somewhere, right? Here's the deal. Okay, she's embroiled already in controversy about her paying her boyfriend $1 million that's missing from her campaign funds and making him so-called an employee or something. Forget about that. This is a whole nother thing she's embroiled in, where there was $2 million in her campaign, and they were bouncing it back and forth between two different groups. One group would pay the other group, then the other group would pay the other group, and they'd go back and forth, and all that money was floating around, right? Well, those two groups, one of them's called Justice Democrats, and then the other one is called Brand New Congress. But the first one is still around, even though they created the second one. So they created two different companies, so they could pour water from one glass to another and back into the other. Now check this out, though. Here's the funny part. Okay. There's a company called Tandem, T-A-N-D-E-M, and they wanted to be well known for what they did. They did all of the advertising for her campaign, okay? All the banners and stuff. Well, here's the problem. They didn't get rich off of it, and they're pissed, and they want more money. So they outed her, and they said, hey, we don't know. She used to make our drinks and make us margaritas. We didn't know her. We just knew her as Sandy at that time. And we lent her a GoPro camera, and she went out to Standing Rock, which nobody has proof of that or whatever, but she put up on her Facebook, I guess, as Sandy. But here's the thing. How do you get Sandy out of AOC, right? I was looking at it. I was looking at the name Ocasio. Now, I've known a lot of people, nothing, that could be a correct last name, but I've known a lot of people who have faked their first names. Even their last names, that they were illegal citizens, and I've known, you know, like Rogelio. And then I'm like, yeah, I'm friends with Rogelio, and this other guy's laughing at me, and I'm like, what is that? His name is Rodrigo, man, he's illegal, right? Well, check this out. I'm not saying she's illegal. Here's what I am saying. When you look at the last name, it always puzzled me why they had to make it so Spanish looking. Now, you'll find out if you learn Spanish, that if you make a sentence, you put a period at the end if it's just a sentence. If it's a question, you put a question mark at the end, but you also put an upside down question mark at the front. Well, they went so far as they put her name on a banner, Ocasio, and put an exclamation point at the end, but then put an upside down exclamation point at the front in order to get the Spanish vote. And I think that's where the rest of her name came from. Her last name's probably proper, but the rest of it, like Alexandria, I mean, it's a big old name, right? So everybody called her Sandy. She had a name tag, I'm sure, at some point, but she was a bartender named Sandy. The restaurant that she worked at was called Flats Taco. And that group, Tandem, because they were getting death threats and everything else, I think they knew too much. They're saying they were getting these death threats. They are an advertising firm, but they had to take their address everywhere off the internet. They had to go everywhere on the internet and remove their address. Now, how are you gonna be an advertising firm and say, hey, come on down and, you know, do business with us. You can pick up your printed whatever, and yet there's no address to go pick it up as. okay? And this is 3 people. And they wanted to say they were making less than minimum wage because at first they wanted to say they worked free for her, pro bono, which is Latin for free. Then they want to turn around and say that they became aware of people being upset and rude and whatever on Twitter, and so they had to charge her something. This is what their excuse for starting to charge her money. And then they said it was a nominal fee to be her rapid response team. Rapid response means you'll be there at any minute of the day, okay? You're not gonna just make less than minimum wage is what they average it out to with all of her expenses. And all of her expenses are online at a place called opensecrets.com. OPENSECRETS.com. So they said that they created her. They created her name as a brand, and that they ran a insurgency campaign is what they called it. Their words, not mine. Now I did a video on this, but it didn't go up yet, and I'm like, this is a bombshell. I'm dropping this right now. I'm putting this on Twitter. You're not gonna believe it. Her name is Sandy. So what else is going on? I don't think that she needs to have an exclamation point in front of her name upside down and an exclamation point at the end of her name. I think they should have put a question mark. They don't know who she is. So I'm just like, I'm not believing it. So they do have a problem with the money on her campaign, but I think this is the funniest part of it all, is everybody's trying to pronounce her name. It's not her name. I'm just saying. So you can make a comment if you want or do what you do. This will be a very brief live, and I'm gonna finish it and I'm gonna put it up on Twitter. I had to get this out there, it's too funny. So occasionally absent-minded forgot her name. I was right, she's occasionally absent-minded, you know. So hey, I'll put a link up to the guy who I saw some of it on, and then I went on that line, and then I found the other. Still battling a cold here, but yeah, this is so funny, it might make me get over my cold. I'm telling you, I was laughing so hard. So her old friends are outing her. They used to go up there every day, and she used to make them margaritas, and she had no plans of being political at all. Then they said she went to Standing Rock, and they want to call that her first thing being political. That's not being in politics or whatever. That's not being in politics. That's being a protester. That's being in social justice kind of stuff, not politics. Politics is when you run for office and maybe lose a few times and maybe learn from it and then maybe run again or have someone support you. This was a campaign. Like I said, they were started by the Young Turks. Then they were run off. That's what I was told. Then they were run off, and it started its own little entity. I guess because they couldn't have their name attached to it, or they would see that it was more of a outside the country kind of a campaign. But yeah, she wanted to say that her brother nominated her for that. These people are saying, no, we went into the bar and whatever, and then we knew about this other group or whatever, and that she was part of the casting call of however many, and they whittled it down from 100 and something down to something like 60 something, and then 30, and you know, the ones that got put in are now doing what they were designed to do. They're giving their own Democratic Party a nightmare of a time, and it's so bad that they want to redistrict her out by changing the district lines so that she don't even have an existing district, so that she won't even have a job to have, and that's the way they want to get her out that fast. She's causing that much trouble. She thinks she's running the place. She thinks that basically Pelosi's gavel belongs to her because she's like, I'm the new queen. She's pretty nuts. So just next time you hear about her, if you have a hard time pronouncing her name, call her Sandy. Everybody else always has. That's all I got for you people. I'm gonna get off this thing. I hope you're laughing, kid. I hope everybody's enjoying themselves, and I know that SHTF must be under something heavy right now because he can't make it, but he's gonna laugh so hard when he gets here, and then everybody else. And I'm gonna put this up on Twitter, and I'm out. That's all I got for you for today. Operation Hot Biscuit, bringing it to you. You're not gonna see it in the news. You can laugh now. Permission to laugh. Have a good one. I'm out. Peace.